Well, I mean, that was Andor. We will probably not see its like again. But hey, at least we got The Last of Us to keep ourselves
Oh,
entertained.
Jesus Christ.
Kate and I are going to go jump off the roof now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might join
Now's
you,
our
actually.
time.
Is there enough space up
Is
there?
there enough room?
Oh, for
on the roof?
sure. The more the merrier.
Yeah, you know, Mauler, how I kept saying to you, like, well, there's only like a couple of episodes to go until the end of the
There's some
season.
long couple of episodes, are they?
It turns out, yeah, like a 45-minute episode can really feel like a couple of days if you go into it with the wrong mindset, and that's where I'm at with Last of Us. I mean, episode 5, what can I even say about it? Ellie and Dina talk and walk around a bit and spend some time together. And then there's a shootout in a hospital. And
It's
that's
so
basically
bad.
your show. How did it get to be this bad?
I'm not exactly sure anymore. Because the
Season
dialogue
one was-
quality is fucking terrible. Everyone's stupid. Why? What? I gotta get to this quickly because it fucking bothers me to no end. They decided they were going to uproot the law, so to speak, and not have spores. Right? They made that decision in the adaptation of the TV show. We have now reintroduced spores, and I was just like, "What the fuck are you doing? That's going to
There's-
completely change." And
Special spores, though, they can only happen when like it's been infected, like an area has been infected for a long
yeah,
time.
since 03, they said. So it's like this comes as like a late stage thing with infected, whatever. But what I realized is that they were adapting The Last of Us 2, and the payoff is, of course, that there's two girls who are in the spores, and one of them gets infected while watching the other one not. And it's like, 'cause it's Ellie, because she's immune. And I guess
Yeah.
they couldn't think of how to change the payoff. Because you remember, they transferred the payoff with Dina. You know, like Ellie's mask breaks in the game. That's how you know that she's immune. So it's like, oh, shit. But in the show, she puts her arm in the way of a zombie going to be biting. And
Yeah.
so it's like,
Because
oh,
they needed
tried
a much
changing
more
that.
obvious visual cue, obviously.
Yeah, well, as far as I'm concerned, it's like, well, they just gave up, so we got to get spores back in. It's just like, you idiots! Like, you should have done that from the beginning if you're going to do it this way. All that network zombie shit, it's all convenient writing whenever they need it. And then, of course, I just thought this was really pathetic. It's like, we need spores back, so here they are, fuck it.
Well, it still doesn't make sense as well, right? Because imagine like you're an occupying army, right, a military force, and you've taken over a hospital building. And so like the first few floors are pretty safe, and then the basement is filled with fucking mutagenic spores that will kill you and infect you if you go down there.
So
The sensible thing you would think would be, let's just napalm this entire building, because like clearly we don't want to have people there. It's like, no. We'll just have everyone in, like, you know, treat patients and stuff in the upper levels and just don't go down to the basement because it's
Drinkers,
bad down there.
they had such a brilliant line for this, which was, we can't give up the hospital. We need it. It's like, take whatever you need in the hospital out.
And go
There's-
somewhere
there's
else.
fucking
Yeah.
infested. And by the way, I just can't believe this. If you're like a 20 years veteran of this whole, you know, world, you come into the hospital like, hey, you've killed some of your own men. Like, what's going on? And then they explain, oh, yeah, it's just basically there's an airborne fucking infection in our basement that we're hoping doesn't infect anyone. And she says, like, oh, did anyone get sick? And it's like, no, not yet. It's like, oh, well, okay. I was saying to Free we watched, I was like, if this was told to me, I would be like, evacuation, immediate evacuation. Everyone get out, get out, get out, get out. Like, there's literally a zombie converting air in our basement that's just spreading. I was like, are you all fucking stupid? It's like, they treat it as though they understand it as perfectly as they do in the games, which is not possible. This is brand new. You have no idea what it does. And just this implication as well is like, oh, you know, it hasn't turned us yet, so
So I have not
okay.
watched The Last of Us, the TV series, because I
Just
I
don't.
hate myself, but not that much.
Yeah. I've watched you literally try to drink yourself to death, and you still weren't in bad enough position to watch The Last of Us. So yeah,
Exactly.
I get you.
So is it because the hospital are they is this throwaway line? They're not implying anything about, well, like all the equipment and stuff that's there is impossible to move, anything like that. It's just
No.
I'll
No.
tell you what's
not
worse.
good, no.
It's
Staying
like
there
some
and
kind of
dying.
strategic. Yeah, it's like one, it's got stuff in it that they need, and two, it's like some kind of strategic, you know, part of their defensive line, isn't it?
I'm sure a hospital has countless useful stuff in it, but if you've got literal zombie invasion at the basement, I love, by the way, that they said there's only one way in and out. Why? All the stairwells have conveniently collapsed around the entire.
Yeah.
I was just like, wait, you're in a building that you're treating as a HQ where your upstairs is all collapsed. It's like
Also, like, I'm just gonna say, like, all these stairwells have collapsed as if the building is like on the verge of like
Yeah.
going under, right? But then you see the whole rest of it; it's pristine, right? It's like
You
no
would-
one's touched it in 20 years. The
But it
electricity.
doesn't make sense structurally. Like,
Well,
is
yeah,
it-
exactly.
Like,
The-
I'm
the-
not an engineer, but it seems like the hallways are actually designed structurally to be the strongest part of the building, so that as the thing is freaking collapsing, people can run down the thing and get out. Like,
Yeah, everything still works as well. Like the electricity still works, all the electrical systems are fine. Like, but you know, the stairwells collapsed. I guess
the
like
stairs are
fucking
broken.
convenient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes
the
sense.
spooky, like there's one way in and out. Ooh, but yeah, I thought it was just really cringe. It was like, God, the way they wrote all of this was so perfect that, like, to get exactly the payoff they needed, which they're trying to adapt it from the game. It's a scene that a lot of people found shocking, and so they want to get all of it set up. But man, they just rush in there by telling us in 5 minutes, like, this is our place that has exactly the circumstances required, and also
I feel like as well the show's been in like a holding pattern for the past couple of episodes as well. It's really just Ellie and Dina mooching around Seattle, just looking for a way in. That's
Isn't
all
that the
that's
whole
going on.
point,
There's
though?
nothing
Like, that's what we
interesting.
want to watch, you know, is just two
I
annoying
want to
people on a
watch-
tour.
I want to watch two really boring asshole teenagers just like swapping shit banter and shitty jokes. And
my
just
favorite
like riding
thing.
around.
And
I want
fingering
the
each other.
same
obviously.
like, and they're so fucking like. They have the same personality. They have the same views on everything, and so every time like something happens, they kind of like swap a joke and then just look at each other like, wasn't that funny?
Hollywood
I wanna
just writes
fucking
the
throw
same
up.
millennial asshole over and over and over again, and then
Yeah.
goes like just skins them with different people. So like, this is the Hispanic one, this is the white one, this is Bella Ramsey, and enjoy. You know,
And
like,
they
that's it.
fucked up with that's one of those ones where you're trying to scan your face for a game and you like move during it and you come out looking
You're
like
like,
fucked up like that's the most and that's why I can't watch this show, right? I can't buy into it. It's not believable. Not the fact that there's this zombie apocalypse, not that spores are doing all these things. It's the fact that there ain't no way a bombshell like Isabella Merced would be dating that fucking troll, even if she was gay. Like, that's the most unrealistic thing about the series.
It's unfortunate. Like, I think the bigger problem though is like Bella Ramsey's acting range is it's enough to make Gal Gadot look like Leonardo DiCaprio. And I'm just gonna say it, right? Like the scene where she has to she's confronted that woman who's been infected by the spores like down in the basement, and you know, I need to see her like brimming with white hot rage. Like she is just, you know, she wants to kill this motherfucker because like she killed Joel, or she was like party to it, and like she's trying to hold that in check just long enough to get the information she needs. And like the game, to its credit, right, as horrible as it was, the motion capture, the voice actress and everything did an amazing job in that scene. Like I really got that from her. I didn't get a single ounce of that from Bella Ramsey there. It looked like a toddler that had been put into a situation and told, like, okay, act really angry, like you really want something from this person. And she's just, she can't do it. She can't deliver it.
I think that Bella Ramsey specifically, I think other child actors fall into this trap as well. But Bella Ramsey had some really early success in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
And I think she's riding that success, and she's not honing her craft. She's not learning. She's not expanding. She's not exploring her own talents to make them into talents. And I haven't seen her grow as an actress in years. Like, this is the same actress that I saw in A Little Tiny Child in Game of Thrones. And if I were the director over the summer or whenever the break was where they all took a break, I'd been like, Bella girl, you gotta go to New York to the acting school and do some stuff. Go do that, and then you come back, and then we'll talk.
I think what they were hoping for with season 1, right? They had her, and like she looks super young in that, which is like, okay, fine, it kind of fits with Ellie as a character at that point. But then they need like the 5-year jump, and I guess there's like maybe 2-3 years between seasons of Last of Us. I think they assumed like, oh, she's gonna do who's the lassie that plays 11 from Stranger Things?
Millie
Millie
Bobby
Bobby
Brown.
Brown.
Millie Bobby
Yeah.
Brown. Yeah, I think they thought she was going to do that. It's like she'll like
Yeah.
grow up really quickly as teenagers tend to do, and suddenly she's going to look 40 years old, just like Millie Bobby Brown does. Instead, it's like she still looks like a fucking 12-year-old, and like we're stuck with her, and we don't know what to do now. And
It's-
I don't know,
it's not-
man.
It's not just that. Look,
I think part of it is the acting, though. No, I mean the writing. I'm sorry. Like I
I mean,
think
that doesn't
they
help,
write
yeah.
her like a 12-year-old. Like they don't let her do anything. I mean, I'm not saying that she's capable of doing more. And the last time I went to an acting class, Aaron, was last week, and they made me crawl around the floor and meow like a fucking cat. So I don't know that I believe in
Well, that was an
it.
acting class. Like,
I
Money
did.
well
I
spent
took-
right there.
Our video of
I
that
took
today.
acting
How do you-
classes and I regret it. But you know, I think that besides the fact that she does not look like an adult and her emoting is so bad. If you pause at any point, you know, there's never like rage. It's always just like, I'm not even going to imitate it, but it reminds me of the Scream, the painting.
you don't
You
want
know,
somebody to
it's-
take a screenshot of you with making that face. Is that
No, no.
yeah.
I'm not going to let people have that one.
so?
But you know, it's awful. The writing doesn't help her.
She's a miscast. Okay, like
Yeah.
we know who Ellie is. We've seen Ellie in the games. We've seen a younger Ellie. We've seen a grown-up Ellie. Bella Ramsey is too ugly to play this role convincingly and has a weird face. That's just the reality. If they were going to do if they announced a Brad Pitt biopic, okay? So, I'm being real. If they announced a Brad Pitt biopic and they tried to cast me, people would be right to be like, that doesn't really make sense. You don't really look like Brad Pitt, blah, blah, blah. And I'd say, you know what? Maybe hurt my feelings a little bit, but I understand it. Bella Ramsey, and I'm not even trying to be all that mean. I'm just saying, like, she belongs in a show like Game of Thrones, where it is kind of like, you know, maybe a little inbreeding going on, some weird stuff.
I honestly thought you were going to say a Victorian freak show or something.
Kind
I'm
of.
glad you
I'm
didn't
not saying
quite
there's
go
not
there,
any
Ryan.
doubt for her, but this is a miscast. She is not Ellie. And it's like blatantly
Oh my
obvious.
God.
Yeah, and I think that's fine. Like it's fair to say like an actor has to physically inhabit the character that they're playing, right? And there's limits to what you can do with that with the best acting skill in the world. Like Tropic Thunder obviously took it to its logical conclusion where Robert Downey Jr. is like literally like get transformed into a black man rather than just casting a black actor in that particular movie. That's where you can end up with this. And so an actor can only do so much. And if they don't physically resemble the character that they're playing, you probably need to find someone else. And I think this is a perfect example of it. But, you know, it's just the casting of Bella Ramsey as Ellie is just one small problem in a much bigger issue with this show, which is it's gone completely off the rails in terms of writing. It's actually done a worse job than the game did. You know, both in terms of performances and writing and like overall direction. And it just now feels like a meandering, pointless mess. I think anyone who's watching this who hadn't played the games and doesn't know where it's leading would probably just be thinking, what the fuck is even the point in this show? I don't even understand what I'm gearing towards anymore. It just
But
feels
Jigga,
like...
that's why I stopped watching. I've never played the game. I just started watching it because it looked interesting, and I am a zombie freak. I love zombie films. I love it. So I started watching the series. I actually, it took me a while. I got into it. I liked some of the stories. By the end of the season, the lie that Joel gave bothered me, and he'd never kind of repaired that moment. But I'm like, okay, well, where are we going? I expected it to take off from that moment. Instead, we jump 5 years into the future, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, that I wasn't expecting that, and what I've seen in the episodes since, it's been very confusing to me as a non-game player, where they're going and why they're going. And, when it comes to Bella Ramsey, I got to just respond to Ryan about her looks. Like, the makeup department can fix a lot of things. Like, they could have fixed some of those looks on her to make her a bit more fit for that character.
I don't know that they're fixing that one though.
I don't know. There's always so much makeup in the world.
I'm not even saying this to be an asshole, right? But if we look at the fact, like some
Yes,
people,
you are. Admit it.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Look, I hate being photographed without eyeliner because I don't feel like I'm a human being without like 6 feet of winged eyeliner. But like, you can't put eyeliner on her and make her look enhanced. She's in the apocalypse. Like, what are you gonna do? You can't put a ton
That's
of makeup
true.
on her because then it goes outside of the story. So like, just cast somebody else. They could have cast the chick that plays Abby. You know,
Right.
like that would have been great, and then cast somebody actually ripped to be Abby, this unrealistic body type that they defended so strongly for years. You know.
Yeah, I think Caitlin Dever is the one that people keep pointing to as like she should have been Ellie all along.
She looks just like her.
She's a good resemblance, and she's an excellent actress. Like, I think she's actually doing a really good job as Abby. Like, as much as I don't like Abby as a character, I think she's doing a great job portraying
Well,
her
we
and
don't
actually
have
making her a
seen
lot
this,
more
you know.
human and sympathetic.
That we're not getting any Abby, I assume, now until the end of this season, and then season 3, right?
I think it's
They're
season
making a
3 will be
third
an
season of
Abby-centric
this
one.
shit?
Which is quite a fucking
Yes.
decision to make.
Oh no.
It's kind of I don't know what nosedive has happened, because in season 1 they come across like one clicker, and you have Joel and Tess being these veteran survivors who treat it extremely seriously, to the point where it's like it is catastrophic that we've bumped into this and we have to be very careful. In this one, I was really struck by how you got the two of them just walking into random places, talking at basically normal volume about how there could be creatures anywhere and there could be soldiers anywhere. They encounter a stalker, very specifically see it. They know it basically uses stealth and that it can get to them whenever they want. They crouch and just start yelling at each other for like fucking 5 minutes about how they need to. I was just like, get out, you fucking morons! Like, why are you? None of it makes me believe.
wait, I didn't mean to bring that up. Sorry, I was trying to get rid of it.
None of it's viable anymore. That they're
You're
actually.
going off the rails here.
I make it go away.
Trigger warning next time.
Sorry,
Jesus Christ.
I banned it from the
That
studio.
was a hate crime, drinker.
I'm gonna need a young priest and an old priest to banish that shit from this dimension.
You don't